Most people sell assets when they need cash. They sell stocks, real estate, or investments. But wealthy people often do something different. Instead of selling, they may borrow against their assets. At first, that sounds backwards. Why take on debt if you already have money? Because wealth is not just about having cash, it is about ownership. When you sell an asset, you give up part of it, and that means you give up future growth. If that asset keeps increasing in value, you no longer benefit from that portion. But when you borrow against an asset, you still own it. The asset can continue growing while you access cash. That is a major difference. Wealthy people often focus on protecting their assets first, because assets are what build long-term wealth. Cash is useful, but assets create more cash over time. There is another reason this matters. Selling an asset can trigger taxes. If the asset increased in value, that profit may be taxed. But borrowing is different. A loan is not considered income because it has to be paid back. So in some cases, borrowing can provide cash without creating the same immediate tax event. This does not eliminate taxes forever, but it can change when they are paid. And timing matters. Let's look at a simple example. Imagine someone has $1 million in investments. They need $100,000. Option 1 is to sell part of the investment. They get cash, but they lose ownership of that portion, and they may owe taxes. Option 2 is to borrow $100,000 against the investment. They get the cash, and they keep the asset. If the investment continues to grow, they still benefit. But now they have a loan to manage. This is where the strategy becomes powerful, but also risky. Debt is not automatically good. If the asset loses value, problems can happen. If interest rates increase, the loan becomes more expensive. If the borrower cannot repay, the asset could be lost. So this is not a simple shortcut. It is a tool, and like any tool, it can be used well or used poorly. The real difference is how wealthy people think. They do not just ask how to get money. They ask how to keep control, how to protect assets, how to manage risk, how to think long term. That is what separates building wealth from just earning income. The goal is not just to make money, it is to structure it, protect it, and grow it over time. Subscribe to Quiet Capital for money knowledge most people never learn.